Hi guys, Dragnatha and
Haosren here.
doing
Madolce deck profile. Woo! Yay!
well. This is a little bit of an awkward timing because we're gonna have to do another one in like 2 weeks' time.
New support. Woo!
But just for the fans out there who like Haosren's Madolces, might as well give you something.
And
in the
myself
meantime.
because I like my Madolces.
And he also likes himself, so you know you can get into that. Oh god. So yeah, put them there too. Let's get started with this deck profile. Some things have changed, but we just want to give you a taste of like where it's headed, and
Played it at locals and came first again. Yay!
Well, you beat me because I bricked, but both games.
I bricked too. I drew gelatos. That's not a good.
You didn't brick as hard as I bricked, mate.
Yes,
but yes. Anyway.
Shit happens.
Basically, yeah. We're just gonna give you a taste of like what it's gonna edit once
Taste. Because they're pastries.
God, stop. Once CROS comes out in Tiara mode and shit, but there will be a lot of editing to the deck, and we'll mention a couple of things,
Not a lot.
ideas.
Not a lot, but enough that there's difference.
There's gonna be at least 5 or 6 different cards in the main board, so anyway, get it started.
Yeah. So as per usual, 3 Angeli. Nothing's changed there. Don't need to know reasoning for that. If you want, watch past videos. 3 Mageline still.
This is one that we will be narrating. There's a card later on, we'll go into it, which makes this really good. Even better, the fact that you're maining it.
Yeah. If I was to change anything with the Madolce lineup, it would be I'd run 2 Mageline and 3 Hootcake instead of 2. Simply because hand traps are really good at the moment. So things like Baylor and Maxi.
Once Yuki Usagi comes out,
that's
Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit.
Yeah. That's another hand trap that you could be running. That is really good, and it makes Hootcake better. The deck also excels at the moment going second, because if you go first, your opponent's just going to out your board. Yeah. But if you go second, you have the potential to out their board, and that's more beneficial because then you've already gone plus if you get off a full Tiara combo.
Basically, we've got an idea coming that we're going to change the number of Hootcakes and Magelines around, even though Mageline's going back up to $10.
Yeah. Yeah. So still 2 gelato. I only run 2, and at locals, like 1 game I drew into 1. They killed it, put it back in my deck, and then I top deck a gelato. It was probably the same one. And another game I drew both in my opening hand, but I won off of it because I polluted it. But I wouldn't drop that to 1 because you need 2 targets, and I wouldn't up it to 3 because then it's too many. And 2 Mews, I might cut that to 1, maybe. 2's just a nice number at the moment.
It's the same, kind of similar to why I run 2 brothers. Like, that summon just helps you quick out.
Now non-Madolces, 1 Spell Striker. This was at 2, I think, in the last video I did.
I didn't like it, yeah. I told you not to run it too.
It's good. It gives you the extra, like, level 3 for a rank 3 play.
But it also bricks.
Yeah, if you open 2 of them and no way to summon them.
Especially when you had 2 instant fusions, it bricked.
Yeah.
I mean, you might take 1 Mew out, so then you got the 1 Spell Striker, 1 Mew, but...
Yeah, or now, like... Yeah, for now it was working, and...
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. And the last 2 monsters, 2 Maxi. Preferred hand trap for main board game 1.
Same. Yeah, I agree.
Effect Veiler is good, but the fact that it only works on your opponent's turn is what's a drawback. So you can't go first and ditch it for Hootcake, whereas Maxi you can. The spell lineup has changed a little. 2 Chateau and 1 Ticket. From my past videos, I've always said I like 2 Ticket. I still do like 2 Ticket, but 2 reasons.
Speed.
Speed and room. There's a big room issue at the moment. And 2, not many people are running MSTs because the floodgates are very low. And from a lot of playtesting lately, if people MST either this or this, you're already in a winning position. That means they're not MSTing your back row.
The dangerous cards.
Yeah. And then you already plus because now you have targets for Tiara without having monsters in your grave. Yeah. So you can do an awkward, non-standard combo to get into Tiara and still have a target. So that's what's good. 2 MSTs. The third one you'll see later. I run 1 Dark Hole.
And 1 Raigeki.
If I could, I'd run 2 Raigekis. They're plain and simple.
2 Raigekis would be broken in this format. I mean, you've got...
But the Dark Hole's there to substitute as another Raigeki. You need outs to Digimon locks, and this like the easiest way to do it. You need instant outs. You don't want to be waiting a turn. 1 instant fusion for the extended plays and doing awkward combos again.
That was at 2. It'll be back at 2
Once,
in the next thing when Tiara mode comes out.
Yeah. There's just not enough targets that you want to be going into. 2 Forbidden Lance protects from back row. This is back in again for like the bajillionth time.
It has been in and out more than a dirty old man and a dirty old man. Anyway,
yeah. The Forbidden Lance has been in and out of my decks so many times I've lost count, simply because it's so good.
It's in and out. Get it?
Yeah, it's so good, but it's also so bad. It's good because of what it does and what it allows you to do. It's really bad if you don't have anything to use it on.
Yeah, it's a versatile card. It's still a good card. It's just not an optimal card in the current meta and how the game's working.
But at the same time, it's exceptionally well in the meta because it outs things like Winder, which if you verse on Shadows, they're going to make Winder against you. They're just going to be like, hey, look, I make Winder. You can't do anything unless you find an out.
It outs you getting bottomless.
It protects you doing plays if you know your opponent's only got 1 back row. If your opponent's got 1 back row, you sit on that. And
unless it's Solemn Scolding, in which case
you're screwed.
You'll win anyway because they're stupid for playing it.
Yeah. So 2 Forbidden Lances back in.
And this is the most interesting one, which with a little bit of time left to spend talking about. Mainboarded.
2 Book of Eclipse mainboard. Yay. Okay,
let's go back and something quickly. I told you to run these in main. Have you believed me that it was a good idea? Do you regret putting them in main or what?
Not really. The simple fact that one of them would have been a Book of Moon, but Book of Moon targets, so you want stuff that doesn't target because there's less counterplay to non-targeting things, and setting all of your opponent's monsters isn't a bad thing because you're just going to spin them anyway. And your opponent's not going to get the flips, which draws. Also,
Madolce has an effect
when she's flip summoned.
Normal or flip summoned, so yeah, you kind of get that plus off. You've won games off being able to use Book of Eclipse and just attack and get the search from Madolce. You get your opponent who forced himself to lance your Madolce so that you don't get the search off it.
He's like, I'm not letting you get the search, so I'm lancing your Madolce. I'm like, alright. Fair enough, I win anyway. I take you 200 defense, dude. So you can use this defensively and very offensively, and also you can use it to gain more advantage, just because Madolce is a flip summon.
So it kind of has that work, which is really good. I'm not 100% positive, but I think you still get the effect. If you have an Angeli and you tribute special summon the monster of Angeli, if you Book of Eclipse it, then flip it back up, it'll still have that effect of the next turn it goes back and you can't be destroyed by battle.
We'll have to check that up and do some testing.
We'll have to do some checking on that.
But for now, the reason it is in is because it outs locks, it helps Madolce, and also it's just an all-round good card at the moment. So there's that.
Yeah. It actually is a very excellent card mainboard, and so is a compulsory evacuation device.
Yeah, non-targeted spin, but downside is if your opponent's got more than 1 monster on the board, they can choose the lesser of 2 evils, really. That's it for the spells. I wouldn't really change anything at the moment, except for the instant fusion when TRL mode comes out. So the trap lineup. 1 Palooza. This card is nuts. Literally, you win games off of this card. 2 trap stun, 2 stop back row.
You were running... What were you running before, which I told you to take out? I told you to take out a card. What did you take out? 1 institution, yeah. You were running 1 trap stun, 1 institution, but I'm like, no. I don't like the idea of you running...
1 trap stun, 2 instant fusion.
Yeah, that's the one. Sorry, yeah. I don't like the idea of you running only 1 trap stun. If you're going to run it, you're going to run 2 or none.
I ran it at 1 and it worked, but like 2 could have been better. I might have seen it up more often, but yeah.
Yeah.
I really wish I could run 2 and 2 white tap again. That was so good.
But yeah, not in this current format. Not enough traps.
The the one-offs. I run Bottomless and Torrential Tribute.
Because they're so good.
Yeah, this outs locks. This is just good.
Yeah, Bottomless is like the best one at the moment.
Yeah. And then 2 Deepers, outs Winder.
Once these battle traps coming.
No. I pulled triple Mirror Force once and they're like, what the fuck? You run 3D? 2 breakthrough skills. Once again, outs locks. That's why.
Yeah.
2 Mirror Force, more battle traps. Really good card.
People don't see it coming, especially not with Deepers.
Okay, they'll be like, you run Deepers and Mirror Force? Who does that? And you just be like, non-meta decks. And then last 2 traps. 2 Mind Crush.
Yay, because Mind Crush is Mind Crush.
Mind Crush is nuts.
Alright, extra deck.
Yeah, Mind Crush is really good. So, if you guys don't have any, get them.
Get them. I didn't get them when they were cheap, unfortunately. I tried to, but I couldn't. Anyway.
And now they're really hard to get. Extra deck. Instant fusion targets. 1-on-1.
That's gonna be
Pesacroy.
We made so many jokes about that card and they're actually gonna run it.
Yeah. Next. Abyss Dweller still, because people are still playing BAs and stuff. Downed for over rank 3s. Cowboy for game. Excalibur for everything. You can game off of I gamed off of this the other night.
It's too good not to run.
I made this off of a combo and I gamed him.
Yeah.
2 Levia, standard still. 2 Tiramisu, standard. Still gonna run 2 when
the extra deck core is 2 Levia, 2 Tiara, and 1 Invoker.
You
have to run that.
Literally will never change.
You cannot change that in the deck.
I mean, like, you could take the Invoker out, but then that just limits your plays.
Yeah.
I
mean, you can add another Tiara, but you don't need to.
Yeah, a Rhapsody. I haven't made that lately, but I made it against Necros a few times. It's pretty good. 101, just because I can. Solar Silver Mountain. We've had some debate about this.
I've had some debate that you should be running
Alucard
because you have the Book of Eclipse. Alucard is target 1 set card and destroy that, and because you got Book of Eclipse, that's more beneficial to you than running Solar Silver Mountain. You think that locking up a back row is going to work better. I think destroying a set is going to be better.
The thing is, you lock up a back row or you force them to use it at a time they don't want to use it. The amount of times I've made this targeted a set Fiendish Channel breakthrough skill and they've used it to negate his effect, I'm like, alright, you could have just not used it, killed him, and then your back row is freed up. And then, like, if you kill something by battle, you get a free special summon of an Earth monster the whole
We're going to agree to disagree because I still reckon that running Alucard's going to be better than running that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't sit that in defense, which is 2-2.
Yeah. I mean, like, in a perfect world, I would run both. But there's no room for both.
You wouldn't exist in a perfect world. Oh! No, I'm kidding.
It's not very nice. No one's perfect.
Right.
Nobody's perfect. That's why I wouldn't exist. And last card, Zen Maze. This card's good.
Yeah, that's won you a few games just having that.
It beats Dark Law. Like, you make that against Dark Law, you just crash and kill their Dark Law. And people are like, that's how you kill my Dark Law.
I'll be taking my 1-on-1 back now too.
Sure. No problem. So yeah, that's the extra deck. Now we've got the side. And I actually play this. It's going
to be mains soon.
And I actually sided in a lot because it's a good card. It's just really bad.
It's good, but it's like when I run Black Lancelot, but I actually need to have Black Lancelot.
Yeah.
Whereas
the thing is,
you don't need that.
Right now, it's not great, but it's good. Once Tiara Ala mode comes out, it'll be better because if you have that, you can do something with it. You can turn it into a Tiara Ala mode and combo off of that. Whereas right now, it doesn't actually do anything except for what it does itself. Third MST. Surprise. 2 fire and 2 ice hands. I've been running this. It works against Rogue and Necros, so that's really good. The deck needs help against Necros, because Necros is the best. 2 Veilers.
And a Maxi.
The
hand traps.
Just
to add on. That'll change in a couple weeks' time.
2 Light Imp Mirrors and 2 Shadow Imps. So, outs to Satellas and outs to Shadows. That's about it.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if I want to show this. We're going to have the one without the name. 2 of this card. You can figure that out. If you can't, oh well.
Yeah, this is my secret tech.
This is a secret tech. We're not
it's
giving
so
a name.
secret that doesn't actually have a name.
If you can't read it, oh well. But I'll zoom in a little bit for you. Hope you've enjoyed this deck profile. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe. If I manage to get this image right here, that'd make an awesome cover photo. I might see if I can do that.
Probably. Should. Yeah, so that's the deck profile. I'm actually pretty happy with where it's at the moment. I wouldn't make too many changes for the current meta until CROS Souls comes out. Then a few things will change. And I'll need to test it and see if it's worth using the actual Tara Alamode OTK engine, or just having her in there as an extra, hey look, I've got a 3k beat stick on board now, overlay on main phase 2. But apart from that, not much is really going to change. The premise of the deck is to make Tiara spin stuff and win off of that, and that will never change.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll get back to you with more details in a couple weeks' time. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe. Dragon Arthur and Haosren out.